iPhone 4 users rejoice, Antennagate is over. Well, that's what Steve Jobs would like everyone to think. In case you've been living under a rock, or maybe you had an iPhone 4 and you're having some signal problems, the iPhone 4 has been a big headache for Apple. It's its newest version of the iPhone, but there have been some signal problems, reception problems. There's a so-called death grip that makes it difficult to get reception. Apparently, there were some reports that duct tape could be a fix for the problem, as well as possibly just putting the iPhone in a case. Consumer Reports, very influential, wouldn't recommend the iPhone 4 because of this problem. And as a result, Apple's shares have taken a notable hit in recent weeks, so Apple in the uncomfortable position of being hated by both investors and consumers. However, Steve Jobs tried to minimize the issue, saying that it's not that big of a deal and we can all move on. But will consumers and investors soon forget the iPhone 4 fiasco, or is this part of a bigger problem for Apple? Randolph Belli argued that Apple may no longer be able to justify premium prices for the products. Apple sells pricey stuff. If Apple doesn't recall defective products, why should I pay the big bucks for their products? What Apple is doing, they're not doing a full recall, but they are giving consumers that bought the iPhone a free bumper case, or they are allowed to return the iPhone 4 for a full refund if they're still not happy after getting said free bumper. Larissa Jones expressed surprise that Apple may not have had a real handle on the problem to begin with. It's not an overreaction if people think a company is crazy when it can't tell the difference between a hardware defect and a software glitch. Good point. You'd have to think that Apple should have realized this was coming, done a little bit better testing, and maybe wouldn't have had this problem to begin with. Neil Rhodes, though, had the quote of the week. It's not Apple's fault, it's yours. I figured out why the price of Apple has gone down. You're holding your stock wrong. Well said, Neil. And we'll just remain to be seen whether or not Apple stock finally starts heading higher, or if investors will still have a death grip on it and it might continue to fall.